The year is 2013.
We made it! Happy New Year!
The word COVID isn't even a thing. Only Dodge, Grumpy Cat, Irma Gerdface, and many other memes take up our friends' group chats, making it the funniest things we've ever seen. What seemed like a far-off memory, watching PewDiePie or other YouTubers after a long week of school, not even considering what the future will bring, times were simple. Hit games like BioShock Infinite, Saints Row 4, The Stanley Parable, The Last of Us, and Grand Theft Auto 5 were at the height of the bestseller charts. While many of those games during that time have received remasters, sequels, and even TV series, one game still stands out and cuts through all of their praise. Get it? Cuts through? Cuts through? It's funny because originally, Metal Gear Rising Revengeance was announced to be in development in 2009. But in the following year, the team met with difficulties in developing a game based on swordplay, so it was later postponed until a solution could be found. Then, at the end of 2011, Hideo Kojima announced at the Spike Video Game Awards that Platinum Games would be developing the game. This was the same game company that was behind Bayonetta and Vanquish. Hideo Kojima, the man behind the Metal Gear series and Death Stranding and many others, reintroduces Raiden, or as the internet knows him,
Well, if it isn't Saucy Jack.
Raiden first appeared in Metal Gear Solid 2, Sons of Liberty, where he is tasked with taking down the terrorist organization and rescuing the hostages. He's an aspiring Special Forces soldier looking to make his mark and is inspired by Solid Snake to be the best of the best. Later in the series, he was captured by the Patriots. As a prisoner, the Patriots used Raiden as a test subject for experiments in exoskeleton enhancement surgery, during which he had his head and spine excised from his body from his lower jaw and subsequently grafted into an enhanced synthetic body. Raiden's belief comes from the samurai code, that sometimes killing the lives of ruthless individuals could save innocent lives. We join Raiden in an escort mission gone wrong, where he is nearly killed by Desperado. No, not the Rihanna song, the private military company who are looking to bring back war on the menu for America and jumpstart the economy. At the start of the game, Raiden is as devoted as the leading antagonists are in the game. Both Sundowner and Jetstream Sam mock that protecting the weak won't get you anywhere, and history is written by the victors. Even though Raiden is a skilled swordsman, throughout the game he has to confront his past and finally accept that while he does enjoy protecting the weak, he also loves to destroy his enemies in the process, earning the name Jack the Ripper.
Actually, why don't I give you a demonstration? I think it's time for Jack to let her rip.
Before Raiden gets his rematch with Desperado, he has a lot of cybernetic jelly to grab and left hands to cut.
The combat data stored on holographic memory, typically located in the left hand. That data is very valuable.
Actually, it's quite good on toes.
As you play throughout the missions, Raiden finds a secret cybernetic lab where they are using children as cybernetic soldiers. Disgusted that things like this exist, Raiden goes out to take out Desperado and World Marshal, the companies that are fronting these operations, and puts an end to it before any more children get hurt. Gameplay consists of a linear path, getting from point A to point B. While you technically can play some levels stealthily, I always found running in and taking out all the enemies in the area to be the best approach. Don't get me wrong, it's hilarious to sneak behind a robotic gorilla with only a cardboard box for cover, but I really want to fight them. Besides, does it really matter if you take them out quietly when I know you just want that satisfying S score at the end of an encounter? And I'm pretty sure the S stands for shame. The enemies can range from the simple cybernetic soldier, a two-legged robot that goes moo, or the giant-sized Metal Gears that Raiden faces in the game. You start off with Raiden's blade, and as you defeat the bosses throughout the game, you'll get to use them, adding a unique playstyle to the levels. My personal favorite was using Sundowner's pincer blades, with Mistral's pole arm as a close second. After damaging the enemy cyborgs, Raiden gets the chance to use blade mode on them. During this state, the game slows down and the player gets to cut them down in any direction they so choose. Sometimes, the game encourages you to cut off certain body parts, giving you an advantage during a fight and also giving you some health back. It's those little incentives in a game that makes you want to keep using great features again and again. Plus, it's a really satisfying feeling to cut down just about anything, no matter the size. As we progress through the game, we get to take down the bosses of each level, and each boss has their own respected song that you just don't want to miss. But while the player bops to the soundtrack, Raiden has his ideals questioned. He's always used his sword to protect the weak, but what if someone challenged his way of thinking? That it's the strong who should control the weak, rather protecting them? And what if that someone was a United States Senator who played a little college ball?
Don't fuck with this, Senator!
As funny as the game is, there are also serious undertones that really explores one's past. In Metal Gear Rising Revengeance, some of the bosses like Mistral, Sundowner, and Monsoon find themselves entangled in the wars that once defined their purpose. Following Senator Armstrong becomes a means of recreating the moments that had such an impact on their past. Mistral, who once enjoyed killing, has grown numb to it. Monsoon believes killing aligns with nature. Aligning himself with Armstrong would be an easy out, so he can uphold his way of thinking. Meanwhile, Sundowner, driven by a desire for indiscriminate murder, faces challenges in a slowed war economy. Jetstream Sam grapples with his samurai heritage, conflicting with his role as a contract killer about to initiate the next forever war. This internal struggle mirrors Raiden's own battle with dual aspects of his own persona, creating a rivalry between the two. All of these bosses in the game have either lost their purpose or need a new purpose to keep on fighting. Devotion is another big theme in this game, because if you're going to give your 110% on something, you also need to be content that you might die in the process. They may be in their best fighting shape, but they also need to be devoted to their cause. The same goes for Raiden, but instead of giving up, he has a renewed purpose in taking enemies' lives, knowing that he's building a better future for those around him. And finally, Armstrong embodies the chest-thumping strongman fascist, invoking a magical before time with his MAGA catchphrase.
They'll make America great again!
What the hell are you talking about?
While his plan may evolve, the core of his character remains constant: the need to purge the weak for a stronger nation, allowing each man to define their life through strength. The game delves into its past, referencing themes from previous installments, notably exploring self-criticism. Armstrong parallels Big Boss, stripped of charisma and nuance, revealing the cartoonishly crazy libertarian beneath the surface. Even the final song perfectly captures Raiden's and Armstrong's personalities. They both recognize the similarities between their way of thinking and motivations, but in the end, it also forces them to fight to the death. Violence only brings about more violence, and Armstrong proved his point that Raiden was stronger than him, further emphasizing that it's the strong that should control the weak, and not have weak leaders. Metal Gear Rising Revengeance intricately tells a story that delves into and critiques its own past. One thing that took the internet by storm are memes.
What?
In the Metal Gear series, memes are what makes a person, and even 10 years after the game was released, it still hits the mark for much of its audience. In 2021, memes of Jetstream Sam brought an influx of about 2,000 players over the course of the year.
Oh, good. Why, that's very good. Yes, I like that.
But it wasn't just Jetstream Sam with the thinking meme template. Almost every line of dialogue became meme-worthy. Memes, as funny as it sounds, have a lot of influence on our world. Stop and think how many times a funny meme turned around your bad day or forged a new connection with someone. Metal Gear Rising Revengeance is so much more than a hack and slash game. It has a perfect combination of a terrific soundtrack, a great plot, and a fan base that still goes back to the game more than a decade after its release. Sometimes the internet has golden nuggets like this that makes me wish I could play a classic game like this for the first time again and again. Who knows what classic I'll review next? As always, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.
I've got my own war to fight.